So the New York Yankees are checking in on Jacob DeGrom and Corbin Burnes. So these are two ace of the pitching staff type of pitchers, and it's good to see that the Yankees, besides trying to get Aaron Judge, they're also trying to improve pitching. Yes, when it comes to Jacob DeGrom and asking for his medical reports and all that stuff, is just a matter of probably just doing due diligence and Brian Cashman just checking every single free agent that there is. Necessarily, that doesn't mean that we're going to pursue Jacob DeGrom. Probably not, especially being that Jacob DeGrom has stated that he wants to get a Mad Max type of contract. That's Max Scherzer type of money. We're talking about $43 million a year for at least 3 years. That's around $130 million in total for a guy that's been injured several different times. So when it comes to Jacob DeGrom, is it worth the risk? I mean, it's worth at least looking at Jacob DeGrom, and if you want to get him, you can get him, and he'll be good when he's playing, but it's going to suck when he's injured. At age 34, he's not as old as Max Scherzer was when he signed that contract. At least you got a younger pitcher there, and his record was just okay because, again, he was injured. He had a 5-4 record last season with a 3.08 ERA. And he really shines more in the postseason where he has a 4-1 record. And the guy is a beast in the postseason. He's the guy that won the only game for the New York Mets in the wild card series. But the thing about Jacob DeGrom is that he can get injured. And if a team is willing to spend $130 million on him just to see him basically in rehab, then that's up to that team. But I mean, I would be lying to you if I didn't enjoy the fact that Gerrit Cole, Jacob DeGrom, starting rotation wouldn't be tempting. Now, moving on to Corbin Burnes. That's a guy that plays for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he's also been another solid pitcher. I would say Corbin Burnes is a better option than Jacob DeGrom. Why do I say that? It's because the guy is younger, and on top of that, he won the Cy Young the previous season, and he's been the ace of the staff for the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, he's not a free agent. He won't be a free agent until 2025. So that means we're going to have to make a trade package just to get him. And so the Yankees are interested, and there are other teams also looking into him. So could the Yankees try to find a way to get Burnes on and put him into that starting rotation? That would be awesome. I would choose Burnes over Jacob DeGrom just for the plain fact of the injury history. The right-handed pitcher went 12-8 with a 2.94 ERA just last season. With 202 innings pitched, you know the guy is a workhorse. The only downside is we're probably going to have to give up a lot, especially being that you would have control over Corbin Burnes for several years. So if that's the case, the Brewers are going to ask for a lot. Could it be a Volpe? Could it be a Peraza for sure? Dominguez? What would you be willing to give up in order to get a Corbin Burnes? Or would you rather just give up a bunch of money to get a Jacob DeGrom? Both have their pros and cons, and that's something right now that the Yankees are evaluating and looking into more and more. I wouldn't mind either one of these pitchers. They are ace of the staff type of pitchers, especially when they're on the mound and healthy. Could we use a Jacob DeGrom, maybe not play him as much throughout the season, and in order to make sure he's healthy for the postseason, and just let him loose in the postseason and have a great 1-2-3 rotation? Yeah, that would be awesome. I think that would be worth the money. But also, a Corbin Burnes would be solid for years to come, and you wouldn't have to worry about a age 36 starting pitcher with a huge injury history, and you have to pay him a bunch of money. Instead, you'll have a solid ace of the staff pitcher that can go number 2 to Gerrit Cole. But which one would you have? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments down below. But I just love the fact that the Yankees are starting to look at that starting rotation and say, hey, we can make this a lot better. Even though it was already pretty decent last season, the Yankees could be really good going into next season.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.